For the heads up there, Lucas. 45 minutes left in the trading session. Welcome back to the close. We'll take you through the last hour or so of the day here. Lots to get to. Let's jump right into have a look at how things stand right now. 0.13 for the S&P, basically flat for the Dow, 0.2 for the NASDAQ. Crypto's still under pressure. We have come well off the lows, though, from overnight as far as cryptocurrencies are concerned, guys. Should we talk about Wish or...
You know,
we're gonna, ones at this point?
I wish I was long.
I don't even know what to say about this stock because, like, we were talking about this and we were guessing what the short interest was in Wish based on the fact that it's up 44%. I guessed I think I said like 18%, and the other guesses were in the 20s. And then Brendan came saying it was what, 5?
Yeah, like
I've seen 5, I've seen 10, I've seen 15. Take your pick. It's low regardless.
All that said, look, if it gets up towards this previous flush out high of like 1175, that's kind of what I'm targeting here for a bit of an entry point. There was a wipeout, a bottom at 11 o'clock or just after 11 o'clock on AMC, and that was at 53, 5270. So it actually flushed there, gave longs in front of 53. I'm still sitting in some of that, but Wish is at front of the mind. 22 break is at the front of the mind on Clover, and I just got stopped out of an AI short that I should probably be trying to get back into. And there's a lot to cover in this 45 minutes, so welcome back. We got to be flat by the end of the day, but there'll be plenty of trades to be had by myself and Sean.
There should be lots of trades, including AMC. We've left it alone, obviously, all afternoon there. But that 53 bottom, guys, a couple times is held. So that's going to be a level that we're going to look at here again, hopefully, anyways, if it comes through. 53 bottom there on AMC. We traded it quite well today, all longs all day, and then recently we took that long and that was 54.50. That got out at 54 break, and then we are gone. So now we're coming back here. We'll look to see what happens in the afternoon here on one of our favorite stocks, AMC. Just needs to break above 55 here, and I think we're good to go on the longs.
I think maybe this could be a little bit earlier. Like, I just finished saying like 1150 to like 12 because that 1175 was probably the spot here on Wish, and then it tips up to like 1142, my favorite number, and then I actually got a little bit on retracement here at 1118. The problem with this start is I can't really add. If 1150 is going to be a stop for a trade like this, I can't really add anything unless it's going to give me something in the mid 20s to like the 30s or so. So I am in Wish now, and I might wish that I hadn't jumped in so early if this doesn't head back southbound. I think there's a couple of clusters. If we get past this 1070, got to figure we can get into this 1020 to 1040 cluster. So the risk to reward isn't horrible there. I just might have jumped the gun a little bit, and I'm forced to get some out if we can touch down to around like 1075, 1080. And like I said, I can't really add till it gets to those mid 20s.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, those are good plays there. I mean, we see these stocks going nuts all the time. You want to talk about a stock going absolutely nuts? Check out Clover here. So here we go. Long, early, and up. We do have our trade of the day coming on Clover, and that'll be right after the show. So please stay tuned and join that. We'll be doing that. It'll be me again talking about Clover straight to the upside. But then since then, man, this afternoon, where's my sleepy button? Not doing anything here this afternoon. So that leads me to this level, 22 even. Like if we break this 22, like remember we just said it's not doing anything. So if we could break that 22 level, then I'm actually thinking that we may, tend to retest back upside here. I know that's a big task for Clover because we're already up that 75%, but just watch out here coming to the upside right now. CLOV, if it does break above 22, I like it. So I'm going to get that order in right now. What's up, Brendo?
Another one that's been a big mover so far today, guys. If you remember way back, it seems like so long ago, but in the pre-market, Fastly had an outage which affected a ton of websites, and I'm talking about Amazon, I'm talking about Reddit. CNN's website was down at one point. They quickly identified the problem and rectified it, but wow, what a move this thing has had. If I go this way, you can see it was down in the pre-market, and now we're up 10% for Fastly, guys.
Oh, yeah, like that's an unbelievable mover. We're going to look at Wendy's because that actually came back as well. I did get some out in that cluster, middle of that cluster, that 1090. So come on, let's go flush down the toilet with like the products you get. I shouldn't even say that about Wish. Anyways, I got back in here, finally got some shares in those 20s, partially because I was able to get some out in that cluster when it dipped back down and came back up. But this high of the day looks like it is possibly looming. And there are other stocks. One of them is AMC. I just looked a gift horse in the mouth because maybe I don't know if I should be, but it just got up to this 54.5. and then stalling out a little bit. Now, if I like buying these, buying these dips, I should think about taking some profit. I'll take some up for sure in front of 55 even. Otherwise, I'm still buying in front of that little bit of a low. There goes Wish, testing towards the high. So we'll get in one more time on this and maybe wish that I had it. AMC, Wish, I'm still looking like you, that 22 break, which is about 80 cents away in Clover. Outside of that, there's plenty of other names moving. Wendy's, I kind of wanted to buy on a dip, but it just hasn't done it yet.
Yeah, I'm going to put a bid at 53.50 there. I missed that last dip down here on AMC, so we'll look to see about that. I mean, look at this, man. Only 1.37% today. We'll see if we can get to positive. Probably should be able to. It's been a big run, obviously, for AMC. So we'll see if we can't get any more of these dips down here and try to get those longs. Wow. Wow, that was a great long, actually. Better than I thought. So Wish, Clover. Clover's trying to go. Workhorse is another name today that we can look at here. Obviously on NASDAQ, sorry. $16 and change. Workhorse. Up 17% today. This is a 1 minute range. It's fell down as well right here. The NASDAQ kind of barcoding right now. Workhorse, I mean, maybe these are good longs. Look at this. If we zoom this back out here, we're right at these bottom levels. I'm going to go long Workhorse right now, 16 and change, and just see if that is sort of the magic to get back upside here. We'll see if it can hold 16 bottoms, but this looks like a decent opportunity to go long for Workhorse right here. Let's see if we can't make this 20 cents the other way on a long WKHS. I'm going to put that on right now.
Yeah, strong one, that Workhorse. And it's getting too close here to VWAP on next to not try a little bit of something here. If it gets to like 540, you can always get out. I've only made one trade on the stock. I favored the short side, and I waited until it made a lower high off that 6 break. And we caught it. This was like right before the show. We're talking with some of you guys out here about some of the trades that were on. C3AI, I'll get to C3AI if I can get back into it, but hadn't found my way. If we break down, you look at like a 510 break. You also look at like maybe a 530 short. But I would like for this Wish to resolve itself before I actually jump into this one. And yeah, I'm right back in. This is it touching that high of the day. And look, I was gonna have a stop, give it to like 1050. The amount of times it's now pressed off this exact 1142 high, I feel like I'm literally just throwing an extra 10 cents away if I do that. So I'm gonna let it stop me out through the top. And if it turns at 1150, then I'm an idiot. But of course, there is a little bit of a level there. Come on, give me a break, level 2. It was a bit of a level there, so it looks like maybe it was the right call to get out in front of the 50. Of course, are you kidding me? I swear to God it was above 50. There it goes. It actually broke 50, got up to 55, so I would have been stopped at either way. So I saved myself 8 pennies or maybe like 9 or 10. If it does that whole thing where you make that top wick and it jams back down, I mean, I usually like a short if it retests and then can hold below like an 11, like this next cluster down. So I will wait for that. I promised you guys C3AI. We actually ended the show having this one a couple of times. Like we ended the show having the short off 64.40 and then worked back into it off 63 and then 64.20. It absolutely died. Got into a new short off of 63, so 62.70 in front of 63, scalped some out in front of the 50s, got back in, was sitting in the money, and then averaged in like an idiot, and then got out when it retook 63.30. So probably too tight of a stop because I was too aggressive in terms of adding when I hadn't even gotten back to VWAP. I'm definitely going to like this one if it barcodes again around that 64 level. So C3AI, it's been very, very weak since that 64.40 break, and I'd like to be able to play off that, but I got to have some patience. I was in too early on that re-entry point. I should wait for something closer to that VWAP or 64 even.
Okay, so Workhorse, yeah, I mean, sometimes being patient is what you got to do on some of these plays, but Workhorse, we're not going to be that patient. We got in as soon as we said we would. We did miss a couple pennies because we were talking about it, but right now we're long at 26. So let's wait to see. We took it twice there. We'll see if it can get back to the upside. It did go to 36 for us. Here we go, right up to 33. Where are we offering here? We'll take some out at 35 if we can. I mean, there it is. If we can get filled there, we're waiting. We're offering 35. We're offering 35, but we'll wait for Workhorse. See if we get a nice little win here. 10 cents to start the show off. What's up, Brendo?
Just checking on Ipower, IPW, a little recent addition to the NASDAQ. In fact, this was just back in May 12th. So big move here, 30% today to all-time highs. Above 9 was all-time highs. Obviously, it has come back since then. But this is just a little tiny online services company with a $168.5 million market cap, guys. Up 30%.
Yeah, because you need another stock that's up 30%. I mean, like the names, the number of runners here is absolutely ridiculous. I was just going over some things when I was at lunchtime. I mean, you got Lemonade, which is at like 103. I mean, that actually, and interestingly enough, this is actually not a horrible, of course, it's still on through the AI, the daily chart. This is actually not a bad area to start thinking about taking some off, because I'm starting to think, how far is this going to extend? You got these inflation concerns, and there's a top on the overall market. Everyone's talking like pullback. Those most expensive names valuation-wise, if you're sitting there deep in the money, you got to think about where you want to raise cash. And for me, you're going to be looking at selling some lemonade for sure off this. I already sold some Silvergate. AMC, I said I should not look a gift horse in the mouth. You guys don't want the daily chart. It is still consolidating off this 54.50. So I'm going to go ahead, just in case it pops up and then fails at 55. I want to offer in front of 55 so it can hopefully catch me for like $1.50 when I've already scalped some out on that flush out bottom. I don't want to be sitting there and it does another flush out low and I'm still hanging on to the shares from the first one. When it has this pattern going, I want to be buying that dip and then sort of aggressively getting in, quickly scalping some out, then holding for the next level up, and then rinsing and repeating. Clover is the one that I think it could give you that same type of a crazy buy the dip situation. And more barcodes, look, we might get this 22 break, obviously, but on the chance that we don't, and you get a flush down here, you got to be thinking about, I'm going to look at this higher low off of 18 or so. It's about that 10% move down from like 21 plus change. So if it dips down to that price, I'd look for a bit of a buy. When last time I did this, I started way too early, gave back everything I made in the morning. Thankfully, it gives you a gift of that 16 level from this morning at 16 to 1650, so I was able to make it back on Clover, but that was undisciplined. I don't want to start it too early if this thing flushes.
All right, guys, so a little bit of disconnect here for Workhorse. Good trading, guys. We're out a little bit there for that dime like we talked about, and now we're in the money. 12 cents on Workhorse. It's not a lot, but like I said, we're just topping off our day right now. We'll be positive again today. Obviously, you've seen some of those trades we've made. And then someone said BlackBerry, the quiet stock. I don't know. I'm trading BlackBerry. It was one of the one of the main trades we had this morning off of these bottoms. We talked about holding 16, and then our best out there is 17 for that dollar. But right now, BlackBerry has come in, and I think it's a quiet storm right now, like 0.63 for BlackBerry, right? That's pretty quiet for that stock. So we're going to wait to see if that can go upside. Ford's failed a little bit today. Let's go back over to Ford. Ford was a stock that we took early, and it just didn't pan out for us. Came all the way down. We were able to get out there at 62. Thank God, because it dips to 35. Wow. Talk about that. Would have been a nice little trade down there. Now just kind of bouncing off VWAP. So if we get back to 61 or 62, maybe there's something there. But I've traded Ford here into the close lots of times, and it just doesn't move enough to do anything, which is why we go back over to a Workhorse and try to get that back up. So we'll see. I'm going to get out of Workhorse, guys, if we get to 1650. I love getting out at those even 50s, so we'll see if it can go there right now. A nice win, man. 15 cents in the money, so we'll just cash cow. Every little bit helps when you're trading, that's for damn sure. So we'll look at that. AMC again. Yeah, kind of thinking about what it wants to do here. I don't know, like this is not much. Any kind of dips like that, you got to take advantage. So right now, I think if it rips, $2 or $3, it's probably a good short. In the same way, if it dips, would be creating you a decent long. But until something happens there, I don't really see that much. My eyes are going over here. I'm looking all over the place, trying to find some names for you.
I'm back into Wish.
Okay.
Look, and I said there was of course that 1175, that 50 period, and then you get this previous bottom at 1175. The 50 period is actually up at like 1180, closer to 1190. And it dips up in there. I probably should have waited for this the first time, pushing right into the price instead of that early consolidation. So I'm back in at 55 off of that high. And if this doesn't work, I got bids out here in front of where we couldn't get past. That was 11. I got it at 1094 for the first leg. Couldn't get anything. So I'm going to take a bunch out in front of that level and then see if I can hold the last quarter into that. Into this cluster here at 1020 to 1040. If this loses, I mean, I just got to walk away from this because that's the price level, right? Like that was the one I should have been waiting for. So if I can't get the win off this level, then I don't deserve it here. Berendo, what you got, bud?
A little Spac action late in the day. Thunder Bridge Acquisition 2 just popping up here. Not seeing anything in the way of news, but this was just before we came on. 305, I guess, just ripped from 1020 all the way to 1080, guys, for THBR.
I'm telling you, man, all you have to do is throw to Brendan, and it'll send your shorts to the gates of hell, and it will send all of your longs into the rocket ship. You guys were watching the show yesterday, and it's like every winning trade I had from 3:15 to 4 o'clock when we're doing this was after a throw to Brendan. So I'm just going to keep doing that. When I get into position, I should just throw to you, Brendan. I hope you have something to talk about because you're obviously a good luck charm when it comes to that. So there's that Wish trade, exactly like we kind of talked about here, and I should have, look, and we say this all the time, there is zero question. I talked about the level that I like to short into on the way up, and then I shorted in front of it anyways, instead of waiting for it to get into that target range. You know that's a mistake. So I'll be up on the stock, but it doesn't mean I didn't make a mistake on the first short. I obviously did. If it gets into that, if it breaks this 1075, we're looking down to the 1020 to 1050 cluster. This is one that once it dumps, I can hold it off to the high of the day or the close, given the fact that I don't think there will be imbalances that matter on Wish. I will actually bet money on that.
Brendan is the cooler. I see that on Trader Joe there, guys. Yeah, Brendan's the cool guy for sure. It looks like we're gonna be playing golf eventually today, so we're being thumbs up for that. So we'll go Brendan for that one, and we're gonna be really happy. Me, Brendan, and Greg. Looks like today it's gonna be all clear. We'll see. Randy has a bet that will get wet. We probably will. The only thing that might get wet is my ball, and okay, let's move on. Okay, so Palantir right now. So Workhorse is up, man, up to 1647 right now. We'll see. Sorry, that's my offer, 1647. It's up to 1641. So we're taking that money. You know, we're gonna. Oh, here it comes. So we're just gonna get out. Like if we can get this, we'll just get out at 1647 if it can get up. I don't know why we're picking that. I just want to get out ahead of 50. That's tends to be somewhere where I like to trade around. No real reason. I mean, you can hold this. If you're thinking about it, or you're like you want to hold into tomorrow, maybe this is a good spot to maybe get out of half if you're long with me right now. And again, remember, like, we trade completely differently than most here. So we got to be flat at 4, and we're just scalping. That's the point of this after show. So here we go. We may get longer than this, man. This may go up. I'm going to cancel this Workhorse offer at 47. Looks like the bid is stacking. So here we go. There's the 47 if you wanted it. Oh, there it is. So there we go. So we'll go Superman on this one, but we're not getting out. So if you want the 47, great. There it is. There's 48. Let's see how high we can go up now. A big win for us here on Workhorse. No matter which way you talk about this is a big one. Take some shares there. Bang, bang, bang. Now we go all the way to the upside here. And if I can just give you one trade to match all the others, then I think we're doing pretty good. Here goes Wish. Workhorse. We're right at this level. This is a decent level to get out if we can into the 60s. So let's take out a mid 50 there. We just pulled that. You see how I pulled that order there? So we pulled our 47s. Now we're able to hold this into 50. But hey, if it breaks back down below 50, maybe we got to get out.
And this is a blast from the past. The good one there on Workhorse, and that's what you got to do. Stick to what is actually working. And the blast from the past is Kodak. And thank you guys for pointing this one out, because I guess there's lots of stocks making these moves. Kodak through the high of the day just now at 1080, up 25%. So rising tide lifts all ships and all the junk ships anyways. But Kodak, it just broke through this 1055. I'm probably going to stay away from this one until we get a move up to like 1250. There was just a question on Clover. And guys, I know we all like to chase what happened the day before, and look, it was fantastic. Like 12 even was great, and there was that break in the aftermarket, and clearly you're gonna get a double up here. Look at me make this almost top wick, the one short I had on Clover today. Think about that. I got stopped out the one time I went short off the high of the day and somehow managed to bungle that. But here comes this 22. I like this for a break going into the close. I wouldn't necessarily call hugging VWAP and then making this 22 break like a for sure thing that you're going to get that set up where it just runs after 4 o'clock. Typically, this is I like it on that first day a heck of a lot more than I would call it on the second day. Either way, I'm not able to make that trade, but I am still taking this 22. I wouldn't mind if it consolidated or maybe pulled back after just testing here and then dips down into like 2050, 21, and then makes that breakout. AMC, you would think, in the midst of all this, would be chugging to the upside. It got 5 to 10 cents away here. It looks like actually 10 cents away from my target. I'm going to pull back, maybe just get out in front of 54.50 in this consolidation. There it is. So if it wants to slow down, fair enough. We'll go arrows up. If it's going to barcode, I still like the idea of trying to catch a break, but I'm likely going to... Did you get Clover? I didn't get Clover.
Of course I got Clover.
Oh, come on.
Bang! Let's go, Clover, up to the upside. Wake up, America.
What kind of garbage software is that?
Right there. So, yeah, there we go. From that to excitement, let's go long side right now. 22 and change. Who knows where we go from here?
Now I got it.
We just took some out. They're on Clover, so here it comes. Right back in. We got that trade. There's the banger. What up, Cooler? Give it to the Cooler.
Speaking of long side, remember when Kodak, guys, way back when, this was, what day was this? July of last year. Remember when Kodak went to $60? This is one of those original squeeze stocks, I guess you could call it, up 25% today. I don't see any reason why, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not getting I'm not getting into that Kodak. Like, I think we know the reason, right? Like, it's just some of these squeeze plays that are getting run to the upside, and it feels like everything's going. So if it has a poor valuation, or it has a short interest, or sometimes if it doesn't even have short interest like Wish, it just feels like that's going to be the name of the game. So I do eventually get in on this Clover, but it was on the way back down. Like, my stop order trigger didn't fill. My order does get filled, so every now and then the market does like you, and you call him the cooler, Sean, but saying his name got me a fill that maybe I didn't deserve because I didn't cross up far enough, but I got it anyway. So we get lucky there, because instead of getting like 22, like 10 or something like that, I ended up getting 02s, but that is fluke. I missed it the first time through, so it's a fluke that I get a fantastic price. I should have been more aggressive, and I should be long like 10 to 15, something along those lines. I think we got to buy dips probably into this 21 area, so we'll see what happens, but scalp them off, buy the dip. Wish, still, it's not flushing, it's 40 cents in the money, but I want below 11 on Wish. I feel like it should be there already.
Yeah, I mean, look at these outs, man. This is, we got out there 35, and then we got out there 48s, 46s, I think, on Clover. So, yeah, man, I mean, someone said undercover there, but yeah, we're undercover not often, man. We talked about Clover at the beginning of the show. When the show first started, we looked right at this level 22. I had that targeted. The reason why I got it, because I put my order in, bang that out, crossed up, get that trade. So, hey, look, I'm not that lucky, but today we'll see if it keeps going to the upside now as we have that on board. So back-to-back jacks, man. We're going to go 2 for 2. Ride now moving apparently. We can also check out Fisker. I think Fisker has a chance as well. Randy was talking about that 1810 Ride now trying to go.
Oh my goodness.
I wish XL Fleet maybe could go.
Whoa. That's what is that, offering?
I don't know what.
Gotta be. It's about the whole downside here.
Big time tank there. Is there any news?
Oh, I want to short this.
Everything tanking here. Workhorse tanking. Probably Fisker next. There must be something here, guys.
I can't do it.
I don't know what there is. Brendan will come with something.
I actually just covered flat my Clover. I mean, I was sitting here like, if I knew what this was, I was going to consider like a ride playoff of 13.97. But there is no way I should enter into a halt trade without a certainty about what's going on. But I can get flat, so I did get flat on Clover there. Just enough chance you're going to get a bit of a pullback in some of these names. So we'll figure out what's going on with Ride. Clearly, that kind of a move, my first guess, is offering. That usually is the case, but you never really know.
Yeah, he'll find it out, but we banged out on Workhorse, man. We got the long. So we got out there. We got right back long there on Workhorse. So now we're long at 92s, and it's going to be a nice little trade here to the upside if it can go. I mean, we were just chilling on Workhorse there. We got out at 47 off our initial trade. What's up, Brendan?
Just looks like they have amended their annual filing, talking about going concern. So give me 2 minutes. Might be specifically on Ride, though, guys.
Oh, okay. Wow.
All right, well, whatever. I mean, it's okay. So I went over and actually got Workhorse long there. So we'll wait to see where it is. We're long 1592 on WKHS. So hopefully it's only Ride specific.
Yeah, I just got back into Clover.
Yeah, I didn't get out of Clover.
So lucky. I mean, that's so
Where
lucky.
did you get out?
I actually got out right at evens, and then I got back in. Not word of a lie. This is complete fluke. At the exact same price, 2202. It was, as Brendan came with the news, it just happened to be right back at my price. So I actually somehow don't lose anything except for fees, of course, on that trade, getting in and out. But here, of course, they trade the world. Everyone's a little bit different. We can trade pretty cheap. We can actually add for some rebates. And there goes Clover. So people digest that news, and it comes right back into those quarters. I think this can extend towards that high of the day potentially if we get some momentum into this. But you got to know if you're a day trader and you're flexible, you got to know what's going on. To me, it was an easy call to maybe get some out or get it all out while I was looking at Ride. Brendo.
Okay, just trade cautiously here. I'll show you this, guys. This actually came out at 226, so it's taken better part of an hour and a bit for people to comb through this. Apparently in this filing, they're talking about going concern issues, so possible bankruptcy in this filing. So this is their full year filing that they amended. Again, this was 226, this came out, but possibly it has taken that long for people to kind of get through it all.
And so, I mean, it's kind of jokes. We keep talking about a rising tide lifting all ships, and it seems like one of the other plays, one of the other short interest names, Root, the insurance company, and this one's only interesting because you had Citron come out a while back with a positive report on them, saying that they're a solid company, blah, blah, blah. Like I candidly, and you guys know this, I said this at the time that I prefer Lemonade, but this is yet another one of those short squeeze plays here. So anyone that's watching it, this is just your standard, short squeeze, and it's just a million of these names are coming through. It's probably interesting if it actually breaks like 1170 here, but you got to trade these with at least a little bit of caution. The momentum is great in all of them. You just got to wonder when it's simply across the board that you're getting these moves simultaneously. I think you got to watch out and be a little bit careful here. So Root is on the move. I'm still in that Clover. I'm still going to jump back into the pullback off that 21 to 2150 area, and then we're trying to hold through that 24. Maybe it gets back to the high. AMC hasn't really given us much of a shot to get back in. It's still actually a pretty good out here to take it out at 54.40 off that wipeout low at 53, but it still hasn't been able to break even close to 55. So AMC, which had been the leader of the pack, is now falling by the wayside a little bit.
All right, so right now, here goes Clover, man. A big trade for me, long 22s. We called that right there off that break. Forget about everything that happened. There it is. We had Clover long here. You're going to find the trade of the day on Clover as well. So join us after market. You'll hear the logic. You'll hear why we're involved with this. But Clover just ripped up there, basically at 23 again. That's probably a decent spot, man. 23.20 to get out of this. So a big trade for me, obviously, there. Workhorse did come back down. So a little bit nervous. I mean, we're long at 92. It's a dime in the money, but it did go upside. We were able to cash out a lot there on that upside move, as you guys could see right here. So we'll wait to see there. We had bought there, dumped there, bought there. So it's just back. The chart doesn't look clean, but remember our initial call was 26s. There's that out at 47 when it came back down, and then all of a sudden crash, boom, bang. So maybe if this breaks 75, maybe even if it just breaks 60, we're not super heavy in it. We got out. So there's the buy out there, out there, out there. So good outs on the way up. But again, if we're holding this, like if there's some problems with Ride there, then maybe, there's some problems.
Yeah, Ride's back.
I'm just trying to think, like, Ride's back. Maybe there's a problem with some valuations in the space. So I don't know. That's just some logic there. We'll see what's happening. Clover back up to 2260 again. This is probably a good idea. Probably a decent idea to get out of Clover at some point, as we just keep on ripping to the high side now. Maybe 23 and change.
I just actually tried to slip shares in on this little pop that happened in Ride in front of in front of 15 at VWAP, and it got to 1477. I tried to get some shares at 1450 just now, but the wipeout bottom was probably where it was at. Like, it's opened back up, tested this pre-market low level at 1363, and by like 3 pennies bounced off it. So I'm getting this the second time through. I would have liked it a heck of a lot better at 55 the first time, and I could have quickly had like a 50-cent scalp there. I'll probably have to go a little bit more shallow as I get 55 there. Quick little 20 cents. Now, if it breaks through this lower high that it just put in, that 14.75 area, I might just dip out of it because the rubber band effect has sort of already happened. And if they're going to buy this back up after dissecting that report, I mean, it took them a while. If they're going to buy it back up, I've been caught shorting a pop like this after missing the move and then just averaging it all the way to the original price, thinking, yeah, I can't actually trade above 1550, so the short's got to be good eventually. I will not be doing that in Lordstown, not the way these squeezes have happened. So a good trade there, wanting to fade it, and I'm very glad I did not short it at the bottom. It would have been maybe worth like 20 cents on the reopen, and then, if you're sitting there getting greedy, you could have burned it all away very, very quickly, and 55 was good to be patient for.
What up, Josh? Thank you so much, Josh, for that $10. You're welcome about the Clover call, man. It's all about doing this. Just bring the cash cow. Just keep it coming home, and we'll keep there for you. And no more shorting AMC. Done. That's fine, man. You're an ape too, brah. Hey, look. I'm just with you guys. So whatever it is, it is. I just have to tell you that, part of my discipline and everything like that won't allow me just to only go long, but I don't have a problem doing it. So we'll wait to see. I'm just going to take whatever opportunities I can. And as you know, today, Joshua, on AMC, these are only longs. The only short here, I don't even think that is a short. That's just me getting out of something. If I have offers up, it'll switch it. But there it is, all greens and all reds. So what a short looks like is when, I don't know, I might not even have a short on today, many of these stocks, to be honest with you. I don't think I do. Looking, did I short BlackBerry? Yeah, no, those aren't shorts. What else did we short? Clover? No, we didn't short Clover today. Oh, there's a short. Yeah, this is a trigger short. That was a mistake. We went into there off VWAP. We were able to take 6 or 7 pennies, but that's the short there. So if you ever see a purple, that's a short. So, okay, Clover right now. look, man, it's 70 cents off that 22. If you like it, there's nothing wrong with taking it right there. So we can watch Clover. What time is it? 3:44. Yeah, there's still some time to go. I might just get out of this if it breaks back down below 50, Clover, but I don't mind being long it. So we can hold, but there's some tops there, 22.85, 22.80. So let's see if we can break it. And then Palantir, of course, you know, we're always all about Palantir. So Palantir continues to ride up. That was a great long downside on Palantir, but we got 10 cents in the money on PLTR.
And that was a quick flush down toilet for that ride. I mean, in real time as it opened back up, it made a high off 77. I talked about missing it and then shorting in front of it. We got 55s. I did scalp some out here at that 25 mark, which I said I would. That's that previous low. And then you have that wipeout bottom. So here's the actual open here at like 13, this 1380 area where you had a bit of a breakout cluster. And there is that bottom at 1360. So that's where I get out. Was it too early? Yes, because it came all the way down to that 1360. So I do miss out on an extra 25 or 30 cents, but structure, you gotta love it. That's why I love halt trades and reopens when you have some ideas around them. There's usually some actionable levels and you know there's gonna be better liquidity at that particular time. So Lordstown, this is why we bring you a name like that, which has the halt. Brendan got you the news. I still have some wish. It's grinding back towards that high. Look, if it gets up to this this 1165 to 1170 area, I might take it one more time off that high of the day, but that'll be absolutely it. If it breaks the high at this point, I really don't deserve to be hanging on and then just shorting it into absolute oblivion. That would be crazy, but it looks like it wants to test it. If there's any kind of slowdown, I'm going to take it one more time here off the top, and let's see what happens. 1183 is the actual high of the day. That was a bit of a turn. Did I get it? Yeah, I just got some more shares there. So 1168 is my average price. If it breaks the high, I am out of wish, and I promise you it'll be the last trade I make to the short side of this stock today. Not forever, because, I mean, I don't know. I always go short this stock.
Okay, did I just get it? Yeah, okay, good. Okay, I was going to say, why didn't it paint it on there? Okay, so we just took some out there. Workhorse doesn't seem to want to go. We're going to put another order at 25. We're long 92s, man. We just took 04s or whatever that was, 03s or... Yeah, 04s, 03s there. And then now we'll wait to see what happens if you up. Thank you so much, guys. Over 3,000 of you watching, so thank you so much. If you can hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the share. Look, we're over 200,000, 215,000 subscribers today. So thank you so much for keeping it real. We're here no matter what, man. Like, no matter if there's AMC going nuts, if there's another stock, we're going to be here every single day trying to do our best for you as we can. And not trying, we actually are. Whether or not it's our best or not, I think it is. But
it always is.
Here's the sticky note, guys, for today. And this is what I'm going to give you every single day. 207 likes, 15 retweets. Thank you so much. BlackBerry, these are all long breaks, 55 support for AMC, right? Clover. How about Clover on here, guys? Look, like, not only, this is the thing. Like, we can sit here and talk and say, oh, yeah, this and that. Like, why didn't he tell me to take it? What does this say? 1750 all-time high? Take it, guys. Take it on that one. The Maverick truck, check mark. Doesn't appear to be that good. Palantir, check mark. Watch out for NIO. Watch out for Tesla. I mean, I put this out at 8:30, guys. Tesla started to run, so watch out for Tesla to go as well. And just thank you for the support, and thank you for continuously coming back to watch the show here, guys. SoFi moving as well. Randy likes, oh, shit. I mean, oh, darn. Rocket moving upside there. We got out of our calls earlier, but now Rocket making some moves there. It was okay. We got out in this area of the $20 calls expiring next week. So good out for us next Friday. Not a bad out, but not great. So that's fine. I just don't want these meme stocks to sort of stop and then you're in trouble. So
I think that's why you look at your high valuation names or anything participating, and if you're getting that profit, take it off the table. Like, I think to me, I think something like Lemonade got an extra push because of this. Now, if you're in Clover, you're banking that profit because it's like, at this point, just from yesterday, it's 2x, right? Like, I just feel like taking profit on the way up makes sense. Now, clearly, we're running into some trouble here at 23, and we only have 10 minutes to go. So can't hold on to this infinitely. I'm no longer considering that dip buy, clearly with this much time left in the day. So I'll give it back to about 21.75 just to let it give it some room. And then if we can take out 23, momentum up into 24, I don't think I'm not going to put anything on holding through that top break like we had yesterday at 12 even, which I thought was going to happen. Today, I'm not nearly as bullish on Clover, given that it's already gone 2x from this point. I said I would do that one more time in Wish. It took me out through the top. It just held 12 even, actually broke 12 even. So even if you use that level as a stop, you would have got stopped out anyways. But you've got to take profit in these clusters. Otherwise, if you're just shorting into oblivion, you're down on a stock like this, but I can short it 3 times, basically only, there was a small win on the first, but the only real win was on the second one, and the third did not at all, but you can still be up because you were taking profit. No one ever went broke taking profit on a trade, guys. It's a very important thing to keep in mind. I do want to come back to Kodak, because as Brendan mentioned, the rising tide is coming through all these different ships here, and you want to see what these things do into the close, especially when on volume it just tested 1130, and this is holding up better than I would expect. So I would have kind of thought that the 11 break here would take us right back into that cluster at 1050 or off of 1050 at least. So Kodak showing strength that I would not have anticipated. AMC still cannot, I'm telling you, cannot seem to get through that 55 half level. It's broken 55. I never liked that for a break. I've been sitting here waiting for that flush out bottom that hasn't come. I don't think there's going to be a break left in it because there's only 10 minutes left, so not one that I'm going to have actionably, but closing above 55 would be a good start.
Yeah, so Jonas or, no, I took like years off because basically I spent like my whole life with my kids. So like the last 6 to 9 years, I haven't really golfed at all. I'm like a bogey golfer. So if that's a handicap, like what, 15, 18, something like that, around there. So we'll see. Getting better though, bought new driver. Hey, what's up? Thank you so much, Kiana Carter there for a new member. Thank you for joining. You have the members chat all the time. And thank you for supporting us with the $5 every second Tuesday there, or Mondays.
Wow.
On the weekend there.
Ride is at $11.
Yeah, good call there by Brendo on that, talking about going bankrupt. Clover, we're going to try to get that one going as well. Ride at $11, and that's about it. If you can't hit the like, please do it, man. This must be a mistake. 3,000 watching, 600 on the likes. That has to be a mistake. So I'm going to close it and look back in about 5 minutes, and hopefully that is not what we're at. 650. We should be at 1,000. If you can hit the like, guys, please do that. 3,000 would be nice too. Here's the imbalance locator right now. So GE with a nice little buy into the close. We'll see what's going to happen there. These are market on close orders. If you're not hitting the like for this, then hey. JP Morgan's also a buy into the close. Work is there. Philip Morris is there. XOM is there. So yeah, a lot of different names into the buy here. So we'll see what this does. Nothing that we're trading right now, but Twitter on a sell. Let's see, did that do anything on a 1 minute chart? No. So, okay. So it doesn't look like these are affecting, but they're decent numbers.
Guys, if Ride were to halt going into the close here, it will not reopen until, forget about 5 minutes, it won't reopen until exactly 4 o'clock. There'll be the closing print, and then it'll trade in the aftermarket. So trade very cautiously if you're not in position. I clearly got into that short way too early. If this was like $10, I mean, there'd be like a wipeout long there, but what an unbelievable story that's been. Now down 11% when the entire space was running, and this is one of the reasons why you got to take profits, guys. It's crazy, crazy action. I just saw Clover start to come back in. Don't have a choice. We're going to be getting out of it. Thank you for getting us to that 1,000 mark, guys. Going to have to get out when it breaks at 25. So that's me. I am now flat. Don't have any trades on because Clover could not hold that 21.75 area. So the flush in Ride may be starting to take some of these other names back southbound. AMC holding up though.
Yeah, Clover's trying to go. We'll see. 52.90s. It's hitting the back of the downside. We could just get out now for a 10-cent hit on Clover. That's probably the best thing to do here, as it looks like it wants to give back into the end of the day here on Clover. Good trade, though. We did have an offer upside there, 97s, waiting to see if we did break higher there. But for right now, it looks like Clover's going to give back some of those profits. Obviously, not the profits on the day, but on this most recent move there for Clover. So remember, join us after, guys. Like, I'm not even worried about this. Doesn't even matter. Like, so just to give you an example, like this move down is literally costing me 1% of what I've made on Clover so far today. So if you want to see about some big time trading, some big boy trades right here, hopefully you can see that on Clover, and we'll talk about why I got out and things like that. Join us right after, guys. The video will roll over, and I want to give a big thank you. I mean, I ask and you guys deliver all of the time. So thank you so much. There's the 1K. Just obviously, we're very, very excited to have you guys aboard with us. So we'll wait for Clover. Put an offer. We'll get out here if we can, and then just end this. We have no idea what's going to happen here in the last 4 minutes. So we'll get out of Clover here and then just wait for tomorrow at this point. What's up, B?
Still reading about this Lordstown story, guys. It's not good. I mean, they're talking about and this is from an auditor as well. This is not from the company, but they're talking about not having enough cash to enter production. So that's essentially the business then is pretty much done. If you go to the daily chart, this level is 875, 860. And then below that, it's $6.40 for a ride, guys.
Yeah, we might see that. We might see at least that first level rather quickly here. I'm a little surprised. I guess it's because it's in the last 10 minutes. That's why it actually hasn't halted here. But you're now breaking through 11 even. And I thought I would have only one short that wouldn't age well, and that would have been the top getting stopped out in Clover at 24. Off at the 25 level, and it looks like this is the one that doesn't age well. But it was a snap trade. It was about the structure of that pullback more so than it was the fundamentals, because I'm not sitting here day trading reading that report. Now, if you quickly decipher it, you can hold on to some of those shares, which is one way to go about it, of course. And this is a situation where if you got the short, you almost might as well just put a market on close order and just buy whatever it is at 4 o'clock to get out, if you have to cover.
Yeah, if you have to cover, or you don't cover at all.
Or you don't cover till tomorrow. I mean, if you had to, like us, I put a mock order in.
You don't want to go short now? Is it too far down? I mean, we don't really.
To me, this is a little bit too far. Like into $10, your risk to reward is pretty piss.
Yeah, okay. So we got out of Clover there like we said we would, up here at $21.95 on that move. So we take a 20-cent hit on the last piece here. I mean, this is 700 million shares today, guys, on Clover. Ridiculous. That has to be a record for this stock, I would think. 700 today, up 83%. We'll wait to see Clover tomorrow, man. If you're looking at possible swing trades, I can't even give you an area of concern here because, I mean, it's up high. It's already been to $25. I think this probably goes even more tomorrow. We did a video on Wendy's as well today. I almost pulled the trigger, and I should have, not on the daily chart. Should have pulled the trigger here. I was actually looking at options just after we made the video, and it was literally down here. And I was debating buying some $30 calls, but I don't know about this move and where we're going from here, so that's a little bit of a risk, in my opinion. But I think this is the name I would probably swing with, Wendy's. I know that sounds crazy, but the move, this is like a one-day move today, so we'll see 83 million shares. Like, no one, like the odds of that were ridiculous. You couldn't even find an odds of this stock doing even over. Remember the average share volume, 3 million, guys. 83 million today. So there's obviously something up with this. This is probably a great stock to swing. Mark my words on that tomorrow. Join me at 8:30. Stamp. We'll put our money where that is there. Also, I just want to give everybody, because, I got to shout out the Italian roots every once in a while. Thank you to my lovely wife sending me here. The tomato plants, this is what it's looking like in where I live right now, Brendo. You see clear skies, kind of clear anyways, a little bit of sunshine there. And the plants, the tomatoes, there's a zucchini right here, some cherries, some heirlooms. There's some basil in here. There's everything going on. So we're getting ready to rock and roll there. Thank you. Hopefully soon we'll show you, some fresh produce on the show.
I like fresh. I mean, give me a break. Randy is going to be on. Look, if you can't tell Randy's going to be on the bell, then I don't know what you're looking at. But he is locked and loaded and ready to go. I'm glad he didn't short at the bottom there on ride, because it seems to be bouncing at least a little bit off that 1020. Clearly, that was a pretty crazy story. That's what you get. When you come here, it's going to be whatever is moving, and we're going to be trading it to the best of our abilities and showing you what we're seeing here live. And it's fantastic to be able to show you guys both getting the news and then dissecting it. As Brendan's literally reading a report live for you guys and dissecting it, and you're getting a fantastic opportunity there. Of course, it's important, because stick around for that trade of the day that's going to be by Sean today in that Clover. We go really fast. You guys know this happens really fast. The opportunity to break down a trade and get a little bit of more in-depth look at why we get in and why we get out I think it's invaluable. I know a lot of times we're talking very, very quickly. That's the nature of the beast here. These are a daily opportunity for you guys to take advantage of us when we're talking about the trade in a little bit more controlled fashion. I'll go back just for a quick second to Wish, is to show you that it eventually made a top at 12. They're trying to make a top at $12 and then pulling back in. Not the only name which is closing close to these highs, guys. There's so many of these squeeze names that are not really giving back. These pullbacks in the VWAP, I'm not seeing any of them, with the exception, of course, AMC holding below. Most of these are holding above.
Look, we're going to say, I'm just going to do, it's not even going to be a rant here. We're getting ready to close out the show. But, this is the difference. I see a lot of people talking here. Like, what is TRGP anyways? TRGP, I don't know. I really don't know this name. Oh, Targa Resources? Normally I know these names. Is this creating a big sell or what? Yeah, look at this, guys. So this is the thing. Like, look, this came out. Remember we saw this on the Imbalance Locator? Sell side, Targa, ting. all the way to the downside there. So we'll see what happens to Targa here into the close. But I just want to say, like, there's a lot of people on the chat talking. I'll keep it up for you. There's a lot of people on the chat saying, you know, thanks. Yeah, it was a great day, El Sun, and thank you for that. But they're talking about, like, you know, thanks for the ride, thanks for this. That's what we do on the show. We're talking about all different stocks, right? Not one, not two, not three. We're trying to give you guys live breaking news and then trying to educate you on how traders might make that play. So here's TRGP. I don't know what it's going to do into the close, but it's looking only 30 seconds left. Nice little move back to the upside there. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Very, very wild when you're looking at some of these mocks. See, now it's gone. So there you go. So see, no more, no more, no more. And now it comes right back to the upside. So some advantages right there, guys.
Yeah, it's being added to the S&P 400, I think. So that's why you see that probably a buy imbalance. Well, it's already, wow, 10 seconds to go. We're actually going to get the countdown on time. Randy, don't break it. You break it, you buy it. 7, 6, 5. Thank you so much, everybody. What an unbelievable last half an hour it's been. Ring it, Randy.
See, the one thing is, I'd ask Randy to use his head, but I don't know. I don't know what would hurt more. Oh, there it is. Nice one, buddy. Randy for the win. Look, guys, been an absolutely fantastic day. Thank you so much for joining us. I want to make this short and sweet because we're going golfing. Give it to him, Brendan.
Yeah, let's have a look at how things wrapped up for the day here. Pretty flat, in fact, for all three U.S. markets, basically dead flat. In fact, on the day, yeah, crypto's still pretty negative at the bottom, but otherwise pretty uneventful for the markets, guys, but obviously not for individual stocks.
That's what it's all about. It's all about finding the stocks that are moving. That's what we're here for, guys. Clover right at that 22. No ramp just yet. It's unbelievable. That TG, like we said, that TRGP, it was just being added to the S&P 400.
Yeah, good look there. Stay tuned, guys. We do have our Clover trade, so you want to see what was going through this thing earlier on. Large trade for me today, my #1 symbol. So you'll be looking at Clover there very, very soon. Miss V, thank you for coming back today. We definitely. Oh, she's not even on the camera. Okay, well, she's here. There she is.
There she is.
Give a wave at least.
Both ES and NASDAQ ended green, and she has green in that, by the way.
She's gone. Okay, guys, we got to get out of here. So stay tuned. Watch the video. Hopefully, we'll send you some pictures of golfing. We're excited, but we got to go. See you guys. We'll see you tomorrow, Wednesday, hump day.
See you guys.
Ciao.